Dana with Positive Health and Fitness, and I'm back today with another healthy recipe for supper. So today I'm going to be doing a baked chicken with a side dish of broccoli. It has mushrooms and tomatoes in, one of our favorite side dishes to go with the chicken. So you're going to set your oven at 375. Today I've got chicken breast tenderloins. You can also do just regular chicken breast. So you're going to take your butter cooking spray. You're just going to spray your 9x13 pan. Then I'm going to stick the chicken inside the pan. I like the chicken tenderloins a lot for this recipe just because I think that they cook easier. I don't have to worry about cutting them up into little pieces. But again, anything will work chicken breast wise. The other ingredients that you're going to need to have ready is pepper, garlic salt, and then that dry Italian seasoning. This is good, pretty quick meal for supper. So then I usually take just a little bit of your garlic salt. I'm going to sprinkle it on one side, just a very light dusting to flavor it. And then I'm going to take my black pepper. I like the kind that has the actual grinder in there. I think it flavors it just a little heavier. So you're going to sprinkle that on everything. Then you're just going to take it and you're actually going to flip all of the chicken over. My kids actually really like this recipe as well, which is a plus when you don't have to make two different meals. You all know what I'm talking about there. Sometimes as a mom, it's hard to cook something that is healthy for you, yet your kids still eat. This still works really well for my family. Then I take the spray, I just spray very lightly on the top of the chicken breast, and then I take that dry Italian seasoning, and I just sprinkle it on the top of this side. Just like that. So now they're all seasoned. We're gonna stick it in the oven. And again, I have it set for 375. Depending on your oven, mine generally takes 12 to 14 minutes on one side, and then I flip it and cook it for another 12 to 14 minutes. And while that's cooking, we'll get ready to prepare the broccoli. Okay, now we're gonna prepare our broccoli vegetable mix. So I like to have a skillet that has a lid on it, and you're gonna take 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and you're gonna kind of heat that up at about a medium to low skillet, or heat, sorry. And then you have your broccoli kind of all cut up, kind of just in like little pieces. You're gonna add that to your skillet. And then I like to let this sit in here for about 10 minutes with the lid on. It's gonna kind of steam it up, get that broccoli nice and soft before we add the other ingredients and our spices. Okay, so I've had my broccoli simmering about 10 minutes. So you just want to make sure that that's nice and soft. And then you're going to take mushrooms. I like to use the baby Bella mushrooms, but you can really use any kind of mushroom. And you're going to add that to it. Whoops. If it at all feels too dry at all, you can just put a little shot of water in there just to keep it steaming. So you're gonna get any bigger mushrooms, kind of chop them in half. You're gonna get this so the mushrooms get a little bit tender. And while that is cooking like that, make sure that you turned your chicken halfway through. And then what you're gonna get ready while that is cooking is actually some tomatoes. So you can either use grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, but you're gonna take one package and basically cut them all in half. This is going to be the next step that we're gonna put in. Now while this is cooking, we actually wanna put in the seasoning. So before you put the lid back on, I did it kind of backwards there, you're gonna take a little bit of that garlic salt. You're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of it in. Also the black pepper. Sprinkle some of that in for seasoning. And then optional is some red pepper flakes. My family likes just a little bit of kick to there, so I like to add just a little bit of red pepper flakes. But again, that would be optional. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid back on. You're gonna let that cook for a few minutes so those mushrooms are a little bit more tender. And then the last step is that we're gonna add some of those cherry tomatoes, but you don't want those to be in too long so they don't get too mushy. Okay, so we've had our broccoli and mushrooms sauteing for a while. look nice and ready. So we are going to stick our tomatoes in with that. Give it a good stir. This only takes a few minutes because you don't want those tomatoes to cook too long. So after they've been in there for a few minutes, you also have an option of sprinkling just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. Again, that's optional, but we just do just a little drizzle on top. All right, doesn't that look delicious? It's so healthy for you. All right, we're gonna get ready to plate this up. Okay, so we are ready for our healthy supper. We have our chicken ready. So grab a couple of these chicken tenderloin breasts. And we have our vegetable broccoli mix ready. So when you're filling a plate, you want to try to aim for half of it filled with either a vegetable or a fruit, and then a quarter of it with protein, and another quarter with like a grain. So we'll probably add like a roll to this meal just to add that little bit of carb to it. And we're ready to go. Doesn't it look delicious?